On this video we're taking a look at these NCAAB parlay, which are happening on Saturday, February 5, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first parlay pick is DePaul vs Xavier. Xavier win -13. Sure, Xavier had their issues before beating Butler, as they let a 15-point lead nearly evaporate, but they still put the game in the win column. The Musketeers did something that DePaul has struggled to do in conference play in that regard, as the Blue Demons have just one conference victory on the books in 10 games. Stubblefield has hit the same wall that Dave Leadout did, as things simply don't click for DePaul in conference play. Missing Freeman Liberty is a huge blow for the Blue Demons, and they don't have the firepower to test Xavier. Xavier, KenPom number 23, hosts Big East foe DePaul, KenPom number 110, Saturday afternoon inside the Cintas Center. The Musketeers will be looking for the regular season sweep over the Blue Demons after narrowly defeating DePaul 68-67 on January 19. Despite the close contest, Xavier is pegged as hefty -13-point home favorites in Saturday's rematch. Xavier is capable of securing a double-digit home victory and is the recommended side to cover the spread. DePaul's offense is too much of a liability to warrant a wager on, as the Blue Demons are averaging just 52 ppg during their current 4-game losing skid. DePaul will once be without lead guard Javen Freeman Liberty, 21.1 ppg, as he recovers from a groin injury suffered during the Blue Demons' last victory on January 13 over Seton Hall. In conference games, the Blue Demons are sporting a league-worst 43.6% effective field goal percentage, as offense has been really hard to come by. Getting to 65+ points against the Musketeers seems like a tall task for a DePaul bunch in search of a go-to scoring option. DePaul's defense has not made things any easier, rating 10th in the Big East in KenPom's adjusted defensive efficiency metric, 108.2 points allowed per 100 possessions. Xavier's offense has been efficient, scoring 111.9 points per 100 possessions, 33rd in D1. As long as Xavier consistently attacks the paint, 4th in Big East in 2-point scoring rate, the Musketeers figure to wear down the Blue Demons. Back Xavier. Our second parlay pick is Baylor vs Kansas. Baylor win +2.5. Baylor is averaging 78.8 points per game. They scored 81 points in their last game, making 48.4% of their field goals and 36.4% of their three-pointers. Baylor is looking to close the gap on Kansas in the Big 12 with a win on Saturday. They were not at their best in January, but this team is still 19-3 and ranked number 3 at KenPom, the highest in the conference. They are likely to be missing L.J. Cryer and Adam Flagler in the backcourt on Saturday. They have more than enough talent to compensate, but that is going to mean that James Akinjo is going to have a good game. The ball is going to be in his hands even more than normal. James Akinjo led the way for the Bears with 25 points and 4 assists. Jonathan Chamwa finished with 14 points and 6 rebounds, while Jeremy Sochan added 13 points and 9 rebounds. Kansas responded well from last Saturday's embarrassing home loss to Kentucky. Midweek they went up to Iowa State and won by 9. That game was played without leading scorer Ochai Agbaji, a National Player of the Year candidate, too. He is in health and safety protocols and is unlikely to play again on Saturday. His 20 ppg is going to be tough to replace. They have been just fine without Remy Martin, still out, but this is a game where his offense would be extra useful. Baylor has also played well defensively, giving up 61.4 points per game. They gave up 77 points in their last game and will need to do a better job if they want to get the win. Both teams are missing important pieces for this massive game. That is too bad in terms of the overall quality of the play, but I am looking for an intense game between two really strong teams. I am leaning to Baylor, even on the road, as the Jayhawks could still be a little shell-shocked from the last home loss last weekend, and because Baylor is the better defensive team. The Bears are leaning on newcomers, freshmen, and transfers in key spots, but with every game, they are showing how they can be great players for Coach Scott Drew. This one should be close, but I give Baylor the edge. Our third parlay pick is Kansas State vs TCU. TCU win -4.5. The Wildcats have lost 3 of their last 4 games and 4 of their last 5 games on the road. They aren't very good offensively, and they struggled in their last 3 games, scoring less than 60 points per game while making only 35% of their shots. They also struggled from the free throw line and won't get a lot of offensive rebounds against the Horned Frogs, who dominate the glass at home. The Horned Frogs play well defensively, especially at home, and won't have trouble keeping the Wildcats' offense in check. TCU has also had its share of offensive problems, but they play well at home. They do a good job finding the open shooter, and they're very aggressive on the offensive glass, which will give them more scoring opportunities. Even though the Wildcats play well defensively, they struggled in their last 3 games and will have a hard time slowing down the Horned Frogs. 2 NCAA tournament hopefuls meet in an important Big 12 conference showdown Saturday night in Fort Worth. TCU, KenPom number 46, looks for their 3rd straight win and regular season sweep over Kansas State, KenPom number 69. TCU currently sits as -4.5-point home favorites and is the recommended side to cover the spread. The Horned Frogs' ability to grab offensive rebounds at a 39.1% clip, first in D1, will put immense pressure on a Kansas State frontcourt that's been unable to keep opponents off the glass in conference play. Kansas State has allowed conference opponents to grab offensive boards at a 34.5% clip, 9th in Big 12. The TCU Horned Frogs enter this game in solid form as they have won 3 of their last 4 games, including a 9-point road victory against the Oklahoma Sooners in their last game. In that game, TCU's defense was great as it only allowed 63 points, while forcing the opposition into shooting just 23.1% from the 3-point line. However, that fantastic defensive performance was not surprising at all since the Horned Frogs ranked 20th in adjusted defensive efficiency according to KenPom rankings. Now, TCU will be looking for another quality defensive performance with a conference home game up next on Saturday. During the first meeting between these two schools back on January 12, TCU went into Bramlage Coliseum and defeated Kansas State 60-57 as 3-point road underdogs. TCU dominated Kansas State on the boards, out-rebounding the Wildcats 42-29. The Horned Frogs' victory over Kansas State might have been the turning point in their season as they have since rattled off 5 wins in their last 7 games. TCU has outperformed the betting market over their last 10 games as well, going an impressive 8-2 Austrian shillings. Back the more complete TCU bunch to secure the multi-possession home win. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.